Probably be the president, and I'll be the vice president.
I got you.
Laughing with Bennie Mac and them.
But we ready to turn it over to whoever is concerned about it because we've been doing it for a long time. How fat do I look?
Ready? They say add 10 pounds, man.
Shit,
Okay.
that's 210.
All right. What is 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock
8
Central
p.m.
Time. 8 o'clock Central Time. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Barbershop Stories, the podcast, episode 4. We got a special guest in here tonight. We got our community activist, none other secondhand pimp, Woodlawn, Wyoming community, vice president?
Neighborhood president.
Neighborhood president, that's a suburb of East Lake.
Right.
You seen them in the street, you done seen them getting their ass in the council meetings,
Yeah.
you done seen them in the neighborhood.
One of our OGs around here.
That's right, been a long time barbershop customer for years. The honorary Robert Walker. What up, Robert?
Man, I thank you so much. It's good to be here. Happy to be here.
Yeah. And then, let me see, hold on. They say, hold on. No, you gotta sit right there, I got you. We're gonna punch you up.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here. Let's talk about some things. What's going on? What do we need to know about tonight? Because I have some answers.
Well, we always start locally, man. We always gonna take care of home first, so
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
All politics are local.
That's right. It all started at the house, and then, you work your way out of that. So, I guess we'll talk about some things that's going on in the area specifically. I'll start by saying tragic things that happen on this side of town, unfortunate things, and our deepest regards go out to both families, all families concerning, you know what I'm saying?
The 4-year-old child.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
Yeah.
that's first of all, because, a lot of things happening out here, but that one right there is real close to home, and that's our side of town. That's our area. So, we had to address it. Our deepest regards go out to those families, man.
And plus, we don't know all the facts, but the facts that we do know, it's a sad situation for both families. And my condolences go out both sides of both families. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, if anybody's seen me online, I really don't care to speak on it because, like you said, it's still early and it's a preliminary investigation.
Right.
Some of the things you heard concerning far as being family and how their situation was going, I would rather wait until they got through doing the investigation due to the respect of the child, the family who lost the child, and a constituent / co-worker / friend. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just see it paying out because, like I said, we don't know exactly what happened, and you don't want to jump to conclusions.
On anything factual right now, except for what the news gave you. You know what I'm saying? So, just laying it out there, being as open as possible about it, without being judgmental, biased either way. Sincerest regards, Journey Coleman. It's a sad situation, and this side of town, and all sides, we just need healing right now, and that's what we asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever we're gonna do.
But in other matters, man, let's get into some of these local politics.
We'll get on in and now. Like I said, starting off, I'm comedic narrator, haircut slanger Bennie Mac, and that is
Sammy No Nose, man.
Sammy No Nose, and we got Robert Walker sitting here, man. First, I get the question I want to ask: what would make you even take interest in politics? Period. I'm just gonna start off like that because I know you've been coming down here for years. Then you always kind of kept us on game on stuff going on, whether we took you serious or not. You had to touch something because you're right here now on Barbershop Stories podcast.
Right.
So got older.
What struck your interest in politics? What made you even say, I'm gonna take interest in something that's such a hard challenge? What made you want to do that?
The main thing that we need to know about politics, whether you interested in politics or not, politics is interested in you, and how if we're not taking care of our elderly people, if we're not taking care of our young people, our babies and stuff, we just bullshitting around for real. Because we take people like yourself, Bennie, like you, Sam. Y'all strong guys and stuff. You can take care of yourself. But we talk about these people that are elderly, that's limited on how they can take care of themselves. We talk about our children, how limited they are about taking care of themselves, it's up to us.
That's right.
And the best way to take care of these people are through politics. And what politics do for you? Here's what politics do for you. They collect your tax dollars. And what is tax dollars? Tax dollars is investments that you give to this city, saying we're gonna put our money in here collectively, and you're gonna do what we want you to do. We want you to get these things done.
County also.
And two of those things are take care of my elderly, take care of my babies,
That's right.
and do a little something for me too.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So all the years you've been on the earth, you think that's been successfully being done? You know, considering we done had a black mayor, and I'm gonna start from '79 when we first got Mayor Ayrton that came in. Do you think that job was done successfully, or is still a work in progress?
Well, you know,
Based on what you see.
from what I see when Ayrton first went into office, I voted for Richard Ayrton, and we're proud to cast that vote for him. But as things progress, all the way up until now, he kind of like ruining his legacy by some of the things they've done. You know, when you talk about the Social Security building, trying to sell the city on that waste that no good building, then you talk about his testimony with Donald Watkins. You know, he testified under immunity. You know, that shows the only reason why you would do immunity is because you're guilty of something. And he willfully went in and done something illegally, whether for a friend or not. You know, I think he's really, I know he's really damaging his legacy.
Well, all right, with all the politics and stuff going, because everything, like you said, whether we're interested in politics or not, politics is interested in us.
That's right.
So right now, you know, like the last guest we had on last week, shout out to Eric Wynn too. He was saying that basically, you know, with the politics of now, the face we see now, it's all black, or majority black rather. So
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people they say they praise that, but do you think it really makes a difference in politics what color the politician is?
No, what makes it different is the heart of the politician. We have a lot of black politicians up there now that their heart is not with black people. You know, there's a lot of need in our black community, and they're being ignored. That needs to stop.
For real. Because we spoke on some of that stuff on our show with brother Rakim Shabazz, man, and man, it seems like when we speak out for those needs, those wants, they always say we begging, we not working hard enough, we need to do this. Like Bennie always say, pull yourself up by your bootstrap, work harder, work harder. Who work harder than us? I mean, you know, think about the people you know. Not to say it's nobody that you from our neighborhood, from our families that don't work, that we know that won't work, stuff like that, but who work harder than us? The people that we know work, that get up, get these jobs 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and people say you need to work harder, when the harder you work, the more you still contributing into that same system that's distributing those tax dollars.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be doing more for you.
Yeah.
Now, everything that's supposed to be done for the community, sure, it's paperwork, politics, you supposed time that you're supposed to wait for things to be done. You're supposed to give it, you know what I'm saying, time and patience and keep going at the goal that you striving for. But at the same time, why everything got to be wrapped up in so much red tape to the point to where it's that tough for us to get? But we see other ethnicities, nationalities getting things done in their areas consistently. We see police on patrol in their areas consistently doing their job. We see people fixing things. We see roads being repaired. We see gas lines, water lines being, you know what I'm saying, redone in these areas. It ain't like ain't nobody down there. We got brothers like you. I know other brothers that come in here. We ain't gonna mention no names right now because we might ruin the potential guests, future guests that we're gonna let them know about in the future. But seriously, man, we have people campaigning for this stuff, and they act like all of us just sitting around here talking about it in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing being done. It's people out here working for you, whether you know it or not.
But you know, Sam, I think that a lot of people don't really want to fight the true perpetrator. You know, it's easy to sit around and talk shit to Rob and talk shit to you because I can touch you and you can touch me. But the people who are responsible for it, either they don't understand how to get to them or it's really not a way to get to them.
That's right.
Because when you think about politics,
Real
you know, a lot of people say you got to vote, you got to do this, you got to do that. So after you vote and you vote for who you want, if they ain't doing what you want, what's your next step? And you still got a job. You know what I'm saying? You still got a job to work, and you did put somebody in place to take it. I can't go down there every day and check on you.
Exactly.
What do you say to that? What's the
elected
next step?
officials supposed to be working supposedly.
Man, let me tell you something about that. You know, it is so hard to get people. Like I ran for city council 3 times unsuccessfully. Yeah, and each time I had a history about myself. You know, people go back and they look and see what I done in the neighborhood and community around the city, different things like that. This last time that I ran, you know, there were people that was in this race that never done nothing for nobody, and they got more votes than me. You know, so why would I don't plan to run again. You know, so and I don't have any problem with that. And the reason why I don't plan to run again is because if I can't put the facts out there, the history of what I done, my concerns out there, and then can't get a vote, how do you get a vote? So my thing is I like to go out there independently and maybe address the city council. Now when I go and address the city council, I don't think that a lot of things gonna come from it. Because a lot of times they just look at me and then it's the next.
That 3 minutes to talk don't help.
And
That'll be what, 3 minutes, right?
But you know that 3 minutes, but
each person.
But what it does,
get the hell on.
you get a chance to bring this issue up, so that one day when the feds get here, because Birmingham never get better until the feds get here. When the feds get here and they say, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And they say, well, we didn't know anything about that. They're going to say, yes, you knew because Robert Walker brought it. So we got to bring the issues up. We can't just ignore it and let them just go on with it. We got to keep people in check. Yeah.
You got to stay out.
We got to say something about it.
Because if people don't know about it, then the uproar can't start that we need to make these people move and do what they need to do around here, man, consistently.
That's right.
Do you think with all the changes that we've been seeing over the last, let's just say 5 years, what do you see Birmingham, and I'm gonna speak for black people, what do you see Birmingham for the majority of the population of this city in just 5 years? Where do you see it with the changes and the stuff that's been implemented thus far? Where do you see the city in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see a number of black people that's still trying to hang on around here. I see a lot of white people slowly moving out. Because I tell you what's going to happen in 10 years' time. In 10 years, this white thing that we see downtown, that's going to be over with. And you say, why would it be over with? They enjoying themselves down there. Yeah, they are.
Big,
but it is big.
It look like it's growing to us. It look like they multiply.
It is growing.
It look like they going nowhere, man.
But here's the thing. When that sewer bill continue to grow,
that sewer bill
and that water bill continue to grow, they're gonna start looking at that. Also, when they start experiencing what it's like to live in a big city, one of the problems.
Hold on, before you say that, Rob, not to cut you off. Remember your point. That sewer bill you speaking on, you said continue to grow. What do you mean by that? Let's specify that, because some people don't understand why their water bill keep growing up. Glance over that before we go on to that point you was making your one step.
Now here's the fact about the sewer bill. The sewer bill gonna go up, I think it's like 3.5% every year.
Every year
for the next for 40 years.
40 years.
So in the next 5 years, you could easily have a water bill, sewer bill as much as your car note.
Where are we right now, if you can remember?
I don't remember when. We probably have increased about 15% or something like that, since it went into effect. But it's gonna continue to go. And see, like this, that 5% what they talking about, that like if it's 5% this year, they're gonna be 5% next year on top of that 5%. It just continue to increase, and it's destroying our neighborhood. I tell you it destroy our neighborhood even more. That a lot of these, a lot of people independently having business. Barbershop, right here. Okay, like it take water here, right?
Yeah.
You got to clean them brushes. You got to mop these floors. You got to use water here.
Run your ass
Okay,
out
that sewer and water increase gonna continue to go up. If daycare center, that's gonna continue to go up because they can't absorb this, so it's gonna go to you.
Well, let me ask you this, Rob. How, because I still can't understand it. Like, I remember in the late 90s when it first started coming about, because that's when I got my first apartment. How is it legal that the citizens that you asked to pay a bill, pay the bill,
Right.
then you came back and said, well, the people that was in charge of paying the bill mismanaged, which supposed to be insured by different bonds. Why weren't all of them really held responsible? When I say not just 6, 7 of them going to jail doing 2-3 year bids with Mr. Langford being the longest, but why are we still responsible for a debt that we already paid? That's just like if you paid your car, then the bank go out of business and say, well, shit, hey, we lost it and you got to repay it. How is that even legal?
But we haven't paid it off. We
Well-
still owe.
Well, no, what I'm saying, I'm talking about far as, like, for an example, they said the deal was $1 billion. Now, me being in this business here, I got to have at least $1 million worth of liability insurance.
The deal to fix the sewer.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it was
Oh,
$1 billion, so that means you had to have at least $1 billion bond to support the amount of work that you were doing, just in
Okay.
case something happened. So how did they not sue the people who supposed to insure them?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm
why-
saying?
and
Now,
why
I ain't the
won't they?
smartest fella in the world, but I have went to Woodlawn, so you can listen to it and believe this shit out. But yeah, it's like I don't
And
understand.
then why won't they? And if that's not enough for you, everybody don't pay the sewer bill. Now, how do you know if you pay on the sewer bill or not? Well, look at your county commissioner. If your county commissioner is black, you pay. If your county commissioner is white, you don't pay.
So basically,
There you
you're
go.
saying basically by districts, it's some indiscrepancies in there. Basically, what you're saying.
I'm saying about race.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
basically, the district they represent is whether they end up sucking it up. Because I found this out one day watching the city council meeting. It was a black guy. I cannot remember his name, but he was saying that blacks pay the majority of their debt.
Yes.
Because they based it off the demographics, and if we 74% of the city.
He was in the city.
And it was like most of the people in the cities who paying it because a lot of outskirts don't it. They got septic tanks.
Well, even if they don't have septic tank, for whatever reason, they're not paying.
But they charge them a usage fee though, right? Because I remember that being mentioned.
They talked about that. I don't know what went along with that, and I'd like to know if everyone paying their fair share about this. Because
That's real.
I know there was a number of buildings that UAB had wasn't paying their water bill. And there's a number of people right around here in Birmingham in the neighborhood. They paying water bills that really it's just too much.
Yeah.
They overcharge them, and then when you go down there, they give you some kind of fake excuse, and sometimes they'll lower it a little bit, or they give you time to pay it, but they won't correct it. They just
Yeah.
continue on.
But see, the unfortunate part is the people who got a job just doing a job. It's
Yeah.
all because I talked to a lady one day, and a lady snapped on her before me, and she was just like, they don't understand that they just told me to come in at 8, I get off at 4. And we got a job to do. If I don't do the job, then I don't have a job. So a lot of times, I think we fuss at the wrong people too.
Yeah, always.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, but you don't get a chance to get to the right person.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
yeah, it ain't no right person. 'cause
How many times you spoken with Mac Underwood before he retired?
not one time.
And that's the person you need to talk to.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
at
he cut the
that
deal from the
particular time,
beginning.
yeah, he cut the deal from the beginning.
Mm.
And see, those guys, they
That's
make
how
those
like a
decisions,
three-ring
and then
circus.
they make those decisions for all of us, and then we just have to live by them. And then you go down there to pay your water bill, and you're looking at the young lady on the other side of that glass. She ain't the one, but that's the only one you got.
Yeah. And then it
Pay
is
the
pretty
face.
frustrating. I remember one time I got a bill up here for $646 1 month. So me, I was like, I'm gonna work it out. The next letter I got that hole about that thick. with disconnecting that hole. I thought it said disconnect at first. I was like, what's disconnect? But no, it was disconnect. But when I paid the bill the next month, the shit was $79.
Ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
shit hurt me. I ain't gonna hit the GOD. That shit hurt me. I ain't remember now. Mr. Hood. Yeah, man. So I just don't understand it. Like, I understand numbers and all that, but what I didn't understand is how we responsible for something that we already paid. Because the city's supposed to be for the people, by the people, but you got politicians who slaughter. You know, so
And that's our biggest problem, that we don't have politicians working for the people. A lot of our politicians, I'm talking about city council, mayor office, not any particular mayor, but a lot of mayors, you know, that they don't understand what their jobs are, or they just ignore the fact of what their job is. When you elect a person, you elect that person as your representative to serve your interests.
Yeah.
Now, when they start talking about, we need money, we got to pull jobs in here. We have an organization downtown called Birmingham Chamber of Commerce. That's their job. And our city council and our mayor's office, they're there to represent us. They're there to handle our money. When they start trying to do things other than that, then they are outside of their zone. I don't have any problem with them freelancing a little bit, you know, saying we can make money off of this, money off of that, but stay with the primary goal, because we hire people.
That's what's important.
We hire people to look after our money. We got people, if you go downtown and you look at City Hall, how big that building is, and all those people in there working and stuff, we hire those people to do specific jobs. But when you go on the third floor and you look at that city council and the mayor's office up there, those people are elected to represent our interests and to do what we need them to do for us.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
Now I guess Spinoker, we can talk about that water bill thing forever. Let me ask you this here. You know, one big major thing we got, well, a couple big major things we got coming to the city is the new stadium. You got the World Games coming here in 2021. And you got, I think, plans for different restaurants, different hotels that's supposed to be coming to the entertainment district. In that part of the growth, it was a little controversy behind the stadium. What do you think about public funds used for private corporations?
I go along with our former president Barack Obama. The government money should not go into building stadiums, because
entertainment complexes.
They do not make money. They do not make money, and as much as you like your entertainment and different things like that, that's fine. But the only people who gonna make money off of that are people who invest far less than what you do. They're gonna make money. They're gonna enjoy it, because you're not gonna get that skybox seat. You're
Just
not
the
gonna get
outline of the deal tell you that. I mean, you know, if you look at the outline that they just gave you on the news, you ain't got to comb through the meat of the paperwork to see the citizens pretty much lost out in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got common sense.
And see, when you look at it, they talked about the stadium being built there now. Okay, where they're gonna park? And I'll tell you where they're gonna park. Those people up there in Druid Hill, Fountain Heights, they finna lose. The same as they done. You remember over here in Northeast Lake, when the city bought up all that property over there, it's just sitting there doing nothing now. But the difference is, when they build that stadium, they're gonna need some place to park, and the only place left
Those people homes.
those people homes.
Yeah.
And when I'm 61 years old, okay, I'm 61 years old now. My chances of getting a 30-year mortgage now is slim and none, because number one, I'm black. You know, that's still that issue right there about getting a 30-year loan.
In the door.
Yeah, and then you have all these banks around here who don't want to invest inside the city limits of Birmingham unless there's a white face attached to it.
No, I already got some money already with hundreds of properties, probably, you know, supposed to be a developer. Well, they might deal with that joker before they deal with you.
Well, they will.
You know, Rob, I thought the stadium deal was interesting because, one, I like to see progress, but I like to see, in my opinion, constructive or productive, or, you know what I'm saying, some moving forward progress. Now, me and just my little Woodlonian knowledge, I know that the city of Birmingham owns Legion Field, correct?
You're right.
All right. The stadium that they're investing $3 million a year in for 30 years, that's $90 million They do not own that, correct?
No.
Now, in my sense,
We'll never get a dime, motherfucker.
You know, I think that's tough, and I don't think people know that fact. And it's like, it ain't no. To me, it didn't make sense business wise because if you own the stadium, if you invest in that stadium and you invest in the infrastructure, it builds the area almost automatically, and you win all the way around because you got all the parking, you got all the concessions, and you also got tailgate. I just think that would have made more sense because, you know, like I said, 30 years from now, shit, I'll be 69.
I went before the city council
That's
when
tough, man.
when they were discussing this, and I asked the city council not to vote for that stadium, but if you got to vote yes for this stadium, you really want to see the stadium go forward, then at least put it on land that belongs to the city of Birmingham, so we could get our money back out of it.
At least get the park.
At least that, but they
They was adamant about doing the way they want to do it.
They done it that way where we lose all the way around. We could have doubled down on the stadium. We could have invested even more if we had put that stadium on city property.
City property, that makes too much
But
sense.
putting it on Jefferson County property means that every dime goes toward the civic center. I don't care what they bring there. If they bring concert there,
That's legacy,
It
right?
goes. It goes to the civic center. The civic center is just like
So that's
a
not
little
legacy.
city.
That's not legacy arena.
No.
Okay.
Well, it may be named that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the name
But
rights.
That's
but
just name right. I
the
got you.
civic center is just like a city within itself,
I got you.
and it controls everything. It keeps everything that happens on their property,
I got you.
and that it made no sense to put that kind of money into a property that we would never own anything. That we would never get one dime from.
That's sad, and what's more important that people actually understand that. And you've been on that stadium thing, man, through about what 2, 3, 4 meals in here. This ain't
Yeah.
just started,
Yeah,
people.
long.
We've been chopping it up about this thing through the years, man. This ain't started with Woven. This ain't started with Labor. I mean, we've been chopping it up about this.
I lost a lot of endorsements because of that. Because when you go out and you talk with these different organizations, and they pull you into the room and table full of people there and they ask you a question, and you feeling good about your answers and all of that, then they come in. How you feel about a stadium there, Walker? And my thing is,
Tough, and I don't.
if it make money, I'm for it.
Oh, man.
That wrong answer.
And the money
Wrong
going to
answer.
the right places.
Yeah, and I see that money going to the right place. It going that leads me to some place that's gambling. You know, a lot of people say, "Well, Robert, what about that gambling?" I don't go along with gambling
you're
here.
against
But I'm not against gambling. I'm against how they want to run it. Now, if we have a gaming commission here, a good strong gaming commission, not a gaming commission that a few
Crooked.
the mayor friend and I'm not against the mayor. He told me I'm against him. I'm not. But what we've been seeing,
What up, Rondo?
what we've been saying,
Put the pound
is that a lot of friends getting jobs, a lot of people being played, and if you look at City Hall, you see the same names over and over and over again around there. You know, and it's not about your qualifications, how well you do. Your experience in the community, and what fraternity, what sorority you went to. And so we need a strong gaming commission. Whereas that if we're going to go down there and invest our money, gamble our money, that we have a fair chance of winning. And then also that money going to come back to us in roads and schools that it invests back into, because it's more than just gambling. Like, I just want to go and have fun. Well, okay, yeah, you want to go and have fun, but look at this. When everybody go down there and they gamble their money away and stuff, where we gonna get money from to help these kids when the lights get turned on, when the water get turned on? Because that's the money what they spending. And then this gambling addiction,
Personal
what they
choice,
have,
man.
it's a personal choice, but it's an addiction. The same way all of these addicts right here, you know, this opiate thing was a personal choice. But we spending money to help them, and we got to help these people. When these kids don't have lunch money going to school, you gonna come out your pocket, saying, You not gonna let a child go to school hungry. Benny, you're not gonna let a child go to school hungry. You not even though this 80-year-old lady went down there and gambled her money away, you're not gonna let her eat cat food.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do it. And so we'll be in a catch-21. If we're gonna have gambling here, we need to have gambling here in the right way. And not this butter thing like you see at what's that Birmingham City Schools.
Well, since you done mentioned it, man, talking about Birmingham City Schools, we might well go on church there too. You know, since we got you here,
We
gonna
here. I'm here.
utilize you for all your East Side knowledge and citywide knowledge that you possess worldwide as well, international, broad. With the current shape of the school system and what you see going on with that, what do you think wrong with the school system? Why we always saying that we moving out the city to go somewhere else? If a person say that, they mean they feel like it's bad or it's not offering or producing what they feel like it should produce. What do you think the problem is with that?
You know, I think it's a lot of talk. You know, we talk about Birmingham school system and what a bad system we have, but consistently you look right down the street at Woodlawn, man. There's so many good things those kids coming out there, they're so talented, and Woodlawn is not unique. There's a lot of schools doing a lot of good things. There are a lot of kids doing a lot of good things. They learning, they bright, and they energetic. They doing different things, but we talk about how bad it is. I'll give you an example.
So it's basically it's propaganda.
It is.
Couple
like,
rotten apples.
like you always see.
Focusing on the bad.
They say, well, the air conditioning broke down at the school. Now y'all both know I was HVAC mechanic over 30 years.
Yeah.
I never installed a unit that break down as much as Birmingham City School units break down. You get a 10-year warranty on parts and labor because those things are not going to break down. They're mechanical. Right up there at East Lake Library, that's where we have our neighborhood meets. That thing was no air conditioning there for months and months and months. They told me they were waiting on the part. The only part they were waiting on was money. because see there's no that's the only part they're waiting on. Because see all these units and stuff, you can go right down the street to Johnstone and get any part you need to repair a unit. You don't have to wait on it. And then if Johnstone don't have it, you have to get it from, let's say, Japan. They'll overnight it.
From Japan.
They get a plane here.
Yeah, they get it here.
They get it here.
They
Right
get
out
it
there
here.
and read the box.
But see, they keep telling us about, well, this broke down. Somebody getting a cut. Now that's my opinion.
So let me ask you this: with the school system and what you see, like me, my analysis on it is that I think certain jobs don't come here because of the lack of education that we carry here in this state. Because if you relocating a big business that need 30,000 jobs, they're gonna look at the market and see what's in there, see what went to school for what. And I do believe we don't invest enough in education, because it's amazing that when I was in high school, it was more funding with less taxes. Now we got more taxes, less schools, more problems.
Yeah, and
I don't get that, man. So like with the students buying tissue, paper towel, hand soap, and all
that's
that.
ridiculous.
To me, I mean, is that even legal for them to do that, considering that we paying to a system that we should hold them accountable for? Is
That's
that
right.
legal?
If they got to buy their own tissue paper, what are we paying for?
True.
What is we paying for? If we can't supply simple needs and stuff, and I just don't see the school system being honest with anybody. With anybody.
Now, from of course, barbershop conversation, I always heard that the city and the school board is top heavy, meaning that you got somebody who just changed our paper towel making $80,000 a year.
Yeah.
Somebody who just said hello, $92,000 a year.
Stamp an envelope.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, top heavy. So you think that's the case, or it's just straight up mismanagement?
I think that's the case, but that's not the problem. With they are top heavy, but look at all that money they must be getting from the Church of the Highlands, because the Church of the Highlands down there at Woodlawn every Sunday with some kind of so-called church program. They over there at Parker with some kind
Are
of
they paying?
so-called
Are
church
they
program.
rent- are
All
they
that
renting
you
facility?
can't get an answer.
So you don't. So we. It's not clear.
It's not clear to me.
That they
I
really-
ask this all the time. How much are they paying? Why do they get to go in there? Let's say if a church of the Satanists want a school, because there's will be a separation of church and state. But you already done went so far that to give Church of the Highlands an opportunity over there, where the Church of the Satanists want to get called, they should be able to get it. I think we're on a slippery slope, messing around with Church of the Highlands. Church of the Highlands, you know, I live in East Lake. I've been talking about these different churches and stuff coming into our neighborhood. You know, they do not bring us any good coming into our neighborhood. You know, when you go down First Avenue and stuff, you look at all these prostitutes up and down First Avenue. You know, you lived over here. Sam, you lived over here for all your life.
Most of them be in the Wyoming neighborhood.
They do. Most of them in my neighborhood.
East Lake,
but you didn't go to school with them, no, did you?
So what about the
You
cooking?
didn't go to school with those kids.
What about the barbecues and the moonwalk
And that what they do?
basketball games and all that we see them doing? I mean, it's a, I guess what you'll call a good look. Sunny Saturday day, you know what I'm saying? Kids out there, you know,
yeah,
all in the field
that's
playing.
what they do.
Everybody eating hot dogs.
Yeah. That's what they do, especially now on the east side as the neighborhood president. I'm getting some slack for this, but I'm gonna say it.
Man,
Now
what you here for?
on the east side of town,
Barbershop
we-
Stories, episode 4, Robert Walker.
we don't look for a lot of free stuff. Now on the western side of town, they look for a lot of free stuff, and what they do. And no problem, but on the east side, you can't offer us a lot of free stuff and we'll accept it.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Is there reasoning behind it? Or
we
just
just don't do it.
We just real.
We just don't do it. You know, you can bring your free stuff. We start looking at you a little bit different. You know, but you know, even like with elections, the free stuff do work because even in our election, you know, people gonna always vote for the free hot dog. You know, you can look at any candidate. You can find me any candidate that won in the last 15, 20 years.
don't
If he won, you can measure. Don't measure a vote. Measure how many pounds of hot dogs did he give out.
Don't underestimate. What do you say?
I don't never underestimate the free hot dog. Don't never underestimate.
Hey,
that.
So speaking of free,
Hey, skinny pink wieners are the big one.
Ziegler, baby.
Man, they ain't giving no ziggers. It's just something what they call winner.
Hey,
You know.
Speaking of free, on the serious note, you are president of
Wyoming,
Wyoming
yes,
Neighborhood
I am.
Association,
Yeah.
District 5 area,
District 5.
right off First Avenue, Highway 11, whatever you want to call it, right down through Woodlawn, in between Woodlawn, East Lake, all
A
that.
lovely place.
Yeah.
Lovely place to live.
When that football player, I'm gonna say his name because it's public information,
Yeah.
Marcel Darius from
Yeah.
Huffman High School,
Yeah.
decided to give back to the park he grew up playing football in. I understand. I read the article. I seen the article. I understand it was somewhat with like $100,000, $100,000
I think it
donation.
was two.
200. You getting
yeah.
me news on him, man? You getting us?
Yeah,
You getting
yeah.
us news? When he donated that money, explain to us how the process of that money getting filtered down through these parks work. Because did he give that money to Wyoming Park specifically, or did he give that money to
Pause and
to
read.
Park and Rec? Did he give that money to Wyoming Booster Club? How did that go?
I was
Clear it
there.
up.
I was there the day when William Bell, mayor at that particular time, he was there. Park board representatives, they were there, and Marcel was there. And
He played for Wyoming.
He played for Wyoming. He grew up and he said he wanted to give back. And so what he done, he donated that money to Wyoming, to Wyoming Park. But he entrusted that money with the park board to do what's right about using that money he donated for that particular park.
He specified, earmarked it for that park.
Now, here's the problem that me as a neighborhood officer have with that, is that we supposed to have gotten money to improve our park anyway. Okay, now so
outside of
you
what he
co
donated.
they co outside of what he donated. So you co-mingling our money, whereas are you this my sale money that improving our park, or is this the park board money to improve our park? But they co-mingling the things that, well, look what we done to the park. Well, where did the money come from?
We just gave you some
That's
money.
what we can't get. That's what we can't get, because everything that Marcel donated to us, I think that's what we see at that park. Now, where Birmingham has that.
So you said where did the money come from that they made improvements with?
Yeah.
So
where
they
that
did
money
make
come
some
from?
improvements out there?
Plenty of improvements. Lovely place that we got. The parking lot is paved, and we got nice paint and stuff on the buildings and stuff. It looked really nice out there. But I'd like to know how was it paid for?
You want to see a
And
receipt?
Yeah,
Basically.
and they would
Man,
not do
boys.
that.
Yeah.
They would not do that.
So you think a lot of stuff, that we fall short on, do you think is because of a lack of accountability? Don't nobody really know how to get to them, which means that we can be ignorant of a lot of the policies and standards of how politics run on how we allow this to happen.
I don't think we so much as ignorant to it and stuff, because we would Birmingham play a horrible game on people, and that game is they just wear you down.
I think in inner cities in general, wherever we concentrated at, but
Well,
we on Birmingham.
yeah, because all politics are local. But if you was to go downtown, it's supposed to be public information. You go there and you say, hey, look, I'd like to know this. Give me a report on this, on this, on this. And then they give you the runaround, and then they say, well, we're not going to give it to you. Or they say, well, it's not ready yet. Come back in 3 weeks. You come back in 3 weeks. Then they say somebody went on vacation. See, that sort of thing, they wear you down until you just don't want to fight anymore. That we see that often in the neighborhood association. A lot of times where you don't see neighborhood association presidents and vice presidents, they're no longer involved in it, and not because they tired of it or anything like that. It's just they can't get any kind of results out of City Hall. City Hall could do us better than that.
Yeah. Well, why you think they don't though, Rob? Do you think they don't because they don't know? Because see, some of them and I'm just going out on a limb saying this. I don't think a lot of them intentionally go in to fuck us.
Yeah.
I think some of them the way, because you got to remember now who raised them to go in there.
Mm-hmm.
However your ideology is when you go in, that's typically the road you're gonna travel. Mm-hmm. Like let's just say if us three got a cat from 6 years old, and then 20 years from now we got him there, he's gonna go based off what we think. And I don't think, I guess just cleared up. I don't think all of them are necessarily bad, but some of them are ignorant to actually what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
they're just doing their job, basically.
I think, because you can't.
But they're not doing their job. That's the thing. They're not doing their job. And why wouldn't you do your job? With me, the only way I want to do my job, I got a better offer. And
so they're not doing their job because the right things are not being done, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's right. That they serving other people's interests. Like what's going on downtown, South Side and stuff. They putting a lot of attention downtown and they're not putting any attention over here. Yeah, they cut some grass and knock down a house or two.
Shit, they supposed to be doing damn.
You're supposed to do that anyway. But here's the problem: when you knock down a house over here, the next thing you got is an overgrown lot, and then on top of that, it's not an improvement. What's going on downtown? That's the improvement. What's going on over here is maintenance.
Right.
And so we don't see any improvements over here. And the thing that really gets me, and it's the greed. It's the greed of white people. I tell you, I'm like I said, I'm 61 years old. I've never seen any kind of greed like what these white people have. When Bull Connors and all them guys were going on and was separate but equal, we lived a whole lot better under separate but equal than we are right now. Wow. There's no way George Wallace, say whatever you will about him, say whatever you will about Bull Connors, they would not allow so much to happen on the south side and nothing to happen on the north side. They wouldn't have done that. And so the white people that we're dealing with now are far more vicious than the white people of the 50s and 60s. Because they say we ain't giving you nothing. They would tell you, there's nothing conservative about it. It's all about fuck you. Because they say they're downtown. They say, oh, we just love Birmingham. We enjoy Birmingham. But Birmingham stopped where white interests stopped. They don't say, well, we love Birmingham. It's so beautiful over here. Let's beautify North Birmingham too. Let's beautify West End too. They don't never talk about that.
Exactly.
They just talk about right here where we are.
We are.
Now you got businesses right downtown. Black businesses right now. They got to get up because they coming down there. What's the name of that club down there by the police department downtown? Plum and all of them.
Dirty Ashes.
Yeah, all of them got to get right. Just because.
Seriously?
Yeah, because white folks.
Plum buying Dirty Ashes.
Yeah, they got to go. Because white
How long we
folks
talking? How long we talking?
They won't be the end. At the end of the year, they'll be gone.
Damn.
Y'all favorite spots,
Yeah.
baby.
Now I could be wrong with that. If anybody know different, y'all let
Chime
anybody know
in.
different.
Hey,
let us know.
it's Barbershop comes
Yeah, it's Barbershop, you included.
Well, let me ask you this.
Correct us.
Well, let me ask you this for some
If you
that
feel like
for
we
some
saying
that's watching
something
and
wrong.
want to know this. Who do you blame? The owner that's trying to get more rent, or the person who leased that club and chose to continue to rent and not buy?
No, I blame
Who do you blame?
the black politicians that we have here in Birmingham because see these folks are running amok. You know, did you get a chance to see the city council meeting a couple of weeks ago? You remember Sticks and Stuff?
Yeah.
Six Stuff Furniture Place.
Furniture store.
Right downtown.
Now
So
you
that Liberty and Furniture.
and you see the building out there now, right? They all rusted out and ragged and torn. Okay, now they sat there all that time. Birmingham hadn't cited them, you know, because they ain't told them that every 5 years, according to city ordinance, every 5 years you're supposed to reface your property. Ain't none of that went on with them and stuff. Okay, now they want to make a storage out of
Right
it
there.
and stuff. And Darrell Quinn, my council person from District 5, said we have a moratorium on it. We're not going to have any more of those until we figure out how this thing is going to work because we're not using our downtown for the best use and all that. So now Sticks and Stuff go to City Hall, to the council meeting and say, you're going to let us have a storage down there or we'll sue you. Now I give you this. Randall Wolfen said, I don't give a damn about your lawsuit. Bring it on.
Round
Now, well, he didn't say that word, but that's what he said. He said, well, I don't care.
I'm just trying to see if he said that kind of tough.
He didn't say it like that, but it came across like that. You got your lawsuit. We're gonna stand flat foot on this, and I was proud. I'm very proud of Randall for the stand
right.
that it takes. You're not gonna threaten to sue me. You know, if you want to sue me, take it to court. I'll meet you there, win, lose, or draw. You know. So, but the thing that got me, you got the gall to come down here. You've been in violation for years and years, over a decade. You've been in violation, and now that you want to do something, you say that you're going to sue somebody because you can't. And that's why the city of Birmingham need to be more need to put more attention on enforcing our city ordinances. You can go right down here, right here where we are right now. There's a building right next door, right? Where they work on cars, and then right next to it, there's that big house right there inside the gate. It's just sitting there rotting away. You know that somebody's supposed to have found that owner and say, hey, look, at least paint the front of it. At least paint the front of it. But when was the last time you think it been painted? When was the last time you think it been painted? Anybody know when that building, that house been painted? It's just been sitting up there rotting away. One of them, done rotted away, done fell down, and crumbled down.
So basically, you saying just hold them to the same penalties and
The same way they should do us. And I tell you something else. These different city ordinances about parking in the yard and all that sort of thing and stuff. You know, we got to enforce those sort of things because it makes life better. I was having a conversation with some of my neighbors the other day and stuff, and I was talking about my particular house. My particular house. I said, well, you know, we were talking about the value of the house and stuff, and I said, well, if you want to sell your house, you know, what would you want to sell your house for? One of my neighbors said. I said, well, I'd like to sell it for like about $82,000. I'd be happy with that. He said, ain't no way in the world you're going to get $82,000 for your house. I said, what would you think I get for it? He said, about 35. I said, black folks the only one that sell a house for 35. We'll do it. We'll sell a house for 35. Because the first thing was, you ain't going to get that around here in East Lake. And then I said, well, look, why do you think I can only sell? Because I take the same house, 1,600 square feet, and put it in Homewood, I get $135,000, $150,000 for it. Like, why can't I get it here? I said, when Jefferson County tax folks come through here and they do their assessment, I got to pay taxes on $80,000.
Yeah.
When I talk to my insurance company about insuring my house, they say, well, in order to replace that house, it costs us $136,000 to replace it. Okay, so why I got to sell my house at $35,000? He looked at me and said, well, Robert, what make you think you get $80,000 for it? He was right. He said, what make you think you get $80,000 for your house? He said, what have you done to your house? I said, well, I put a new roof on it, I put some siding on it, I put some new windows in it, and
shit they doing.
and so I fixed up around my house. I think I can get that. He said, well, how many of your neighbors done the same thing? Not one. So that's why I can't get 80. I can only get 30. Now here's the thing.
Who are
because
those neighbors,
my neighbors are renters. My neighbors are renters. Now understand this. Now when you say, well, these folks ain't bothering you, Robert. Yes, they are. These folks cost me $50,000. When you see them girls walking up and down First Avenue, they costing me $50,000. Right. When you see Section 8 coming to the neighborhood, they costing me $50,000.
That shit don't get no room.
Okay, so yes,
That's good math.
we got, and that's why we got to get serious about how we're gonna do our neighborhood. We can't continue to let you can ride down the street in the street and you can tell who rent and who own because you see the cars parked up in the yard and stuff. Well, okay, they say why can't I park my car up in here and stuff? Because it costs me $50,000. It don't cost them nothing. Don't cost them nothing. They're on Section 8. They're just going to be there 6-8 months. They're going to move to the next place.
Property value.
Killing
the property value.
But you know the unfortunate part about it, Rob, though, when you're looking at the way America's set up with the capitalist society, it's kind of like a perspective thing. Because I know guys who own 20 houses and $700 a month, which is $14,000 a month. Probably pay $14,000 a year better than property taxes. They looking at it like it don't make no difference to me.
Where they live?
In a house.
No, city.
Well, they may stay somewhere.
They don't live around here. I'll tell you what.
No, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but what I'm saying is capitalism almost make us go against each other. Because if I'm not renter and I'm running big getting $14,000-$15,000 a month, I really don't give a fuck about it.
I don't understand.
It's a business for me.
Yeah, it's turning to business, kind of like Walmart with one register open and 92 people in the line.
I don't understand capitalism.
Because they don't stay there.
Can you explain that capitalism?
Well, capitalism, unfortunately, is good and bad, just depending on what side of the stick you on. Because I don't totally agree with it, but considering that's the system that we live in, I chose.
The system, what is the control of capitalism?
Well, the control of capitalism, unfortunately, somebody got to lose in order for you to win. That's why when you see black people in the shape they're in, I'm going to use us because that's what we at and that's what people talk about. We're in that shape for a reason because they knew you needed what they call a quote-unquote underclass to be able to support the upper class. And basically, somebody got to be fucked over in order for capitalism to work. So that's why I say, I'm not saying I agree with it, but a person who's making $20,000, $30,000 a month, they tend to not care about the little people because now they benefit from other people's suffrage.
And you know why it shouldn't work? Because we have a city government. And why do we elect the city government? Is to protect us. Our city government is failing us. Because that capitalism, what you're talking about right there, our city government was supposed to say, you're not going to do it here. Why in the world? Okay, like they say down there at City Hall, they talk about our police department. They work 20 years here, and then they retire, then they go work into another municipality. Why in the world would a police officer work 20 years here in Birmingham and then go to Vestavia and work hard? Because you don't have to work hard in Birmingham. let me explain what I mean. You don't have to work hard in Birmingham. You have to work hard in Vestavia, Homewood, Mount Brook, and all that kind of stuff. When you're working in Birmingham, you don't have to give a speeding ticket. And when you're working in Birmingham and somebody parked in the yard, you ain't gotta give that ticket. If you're working in Birmingham, you see prostitutes up and down the road, you ain't gotta arrest them, you ain't gotta talk to them. When you living in Birmingham and you know there's a dope house over there, you ain't gotta bust it. You just ignore it. You don't have to enforce any rules. But now, you work 20 years of doing that. Now you go over there to Vestavia and work.
You got to work.
You got to work then because you ain't gonna. If you see somebody parked in the yard, goddamn, you gonna say, "Hey, look, you can't park in the yard." When you see prostitutes walking up and down the street, you got to get out there and run them down. When a dope house opened up and stuff, you can't let it sit there and operate for 3 years before you decide to bust it. So I know people say, "Well, Birmingham police officers." And I love the East Precinct. I always talking about the East Precinct. I love them. I think they're a great bunch of guys and stuff. But every time I go to City Hall and I sing the praises of the East Precinct, let me be clear about this. What I'm talking about is how they enforce the law. You know, they respond to law breaking. But I shouldn't say enforce because they will not enforce the law, but they will respond to law breaking. Because when it comes down to like black people are condemned by breaking the law. White people enjoy ignoring ordinances. Here's a good ordinance for you. I can't explain that well, but I'm gonna try to do it this way. It was at one time you couldn't buy alcohol, and you still can't buy alcohol on Sunday until after 12 o'clock. But there's a certain group of white people said, well, I need a drink before 12 o'clock. I need a drink at 10 o'clock. They said, well, make us an ordinance where we can go to the restaurant and we can drink at 10. You see, they never get into a situation where they're breaking the law. They just change the ordinance to fit them. They can do whatever they want. You remember, you couldn't stand outside here and drink a beer without the police coming up there and doing something to you and stuff. But the white people said, well, look, I'm drinking my beer, and in the midst of my beer, I may want to go to another club, so make me an ordinance where I can leave this one club and I can take my beer and I walk to another one. You can't do that.
White power.
White power.
So you saying we can't go down there and try to get the same ordinances done in our areas, or what we saying here?
I'm saying no, you can't do it.
Ooh.
I say try it.
Why you say that though? So you don't think that we can do the same thing that they can do?
I'm saying they ignore you. I'm saying that if you go to City Hall, anybody, black, go to City Hall and say, hey, look, I got a restaurant and I want to sell alcohol at 10 o'clock. Put me in that ordinance. How can I get in there? See how long it takes. See how long it takes.
So this part of Ensley that I heard that there's an area in Ensley right across that bridge over to the right. I want to say there's a couple spots back there, bars and stuff. Well, it used to be. It's been a couple years since I've been back there. I want to say you can walk in and out of some places back there drinking, you know what I'm saying, or something like. I want to say ordinance pass where you can stand outside of those places with open containers, is what they call it.
Where is that?
It was a pool hall back there.
Was it Muggle? Was this like in?
No, this is Ensley. This is downtown Ensley.
Did you have to drive past a cow pass? but no,
downtown Ensley.
Yeah. I think that may have been something they permitted, but for sure it was against the law. There's no ordinance because the white people on the south side said they wanted to change it from 12 o'clock to 10 o'clock at certain restaurants. Not all restaurants, just those restaurants that they go to.
My mistake. Ensley, I think, was in the conversation. North Birmingham is where that pool hall was I was at. And you can go in and out of that pool hall from the bar with your drinks. This is right across the bridge on 31st. If you pass the old Catway You go over the bridge, and
The
to
North
the
Birmingham
right.
Business District?
It's
Yeah,
North Birmingham
yeah.
business. That kind of remind me of
Yeah.
downtown end, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I meant North Birmingham. But I want to say Ainsley was petitioning for an ordinance like that too in the area that they have some clubs and stuff back there. And
So
bars
whatever
and stuff.
come of it?
Now the North Birmingham thing, I actually witnessed that. Now we stood outside. They had a little gate that you couldn't walk outside of, but you could stand out there with your drink. Now I don't know who asked for the ordinance or who asked for it to happen like that. Or
You could stand right against the wall and drink, but you couldn't go from bar to bar. Or could you?
Well, it was a gate outside of the pool hall.
As long as you stay inside that
As long as
gate.
you
Right,
stayed inside that
so
gate,
you
you was
ain't
good.
hit the wall.
But you was outside. You was outside. But walking around with it,
Yeah, right.
I can't specify that was fact. I just know that in that area back there that you could go outside with your drink.
Yeah.
But you're right, it could have been just because you were inside that parameters of that gate. That probably was still considered inside of their property or their establishment with that gate
Right,
out there.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob. Well, summing it up. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we ain't gonna hold you all night. We can sit and talk forever.
I'm saying you
We
won't.
will out there, it's over with.
Yeah, we will. After it's over, we'll be down another hour. So, but what would you like to see happen with the city? You're a little bit older than us, not much older, but probably about the old generation older than us, and we appreciate your outlook on what you see. You know what I'm saying? Even if we don't agree on everything, we can have a constructive conversation, be able to say, "Well, I understand what Robert's saying." What would you want to see in the city of Birmingham starting from 2019, where we at now, moving forward? What would you want to see?
I would like to see Birmingham be more fair to black people. It's ridiculous how we allow black people to suffer in this city, and it's ridiculous to allow white people to enjoy the way they enjoy around here. When you leave here and you know, I'm not bragging or anything like that. I drove up here in 2014 Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, yeah,
Parked outside,
a
right?
little bit of band.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah.
Baby.
And
Oh, baby.
well, you know the guy on Blackish, he drives a C class. I drive CLA.
Black.
That's a little bit different.
The
But
guy on
but
Blackish.
but this is what I'm saying. I can't drive that car around Birmingham. I drove it down here because I was coming here, and I'm trying to impress.
Cause you want to stun on
Yeah,
the nigga.
but I have
Pull
to
up.
drive.
Pull up.
I have to drive my older car around Birmingham because the streets beat it up so bad. I just spent $2,700 repairing it simply because we had potholes over here. So now I can't enjoy riding around here simply because the city is not doing what it's supposed to do. You know, when you first came here,
Street right
when you
there.
first opened up this shop right here, they were talking about they were going to repave all the roads around here. There was a truck right over there across the street to repave this road. After the election, that truck left here and you ain't seen that son of a bitch back.
There's a big ass
Now,
hole
Bennie,
out front of this motherfucker right now.
You seen that? You seen that? It's time out for that. I see over there in North Birmingham in Collefield where I grew up at. I see so many old buildings just sitting up there, just rotting away, and then you don't do anything. You don't make these people responsible. You don't help us with our property values. You know, and then you say we want to get people to move back over here. Only thing you want to give us is a bunch of habitat houses and stuff. And I ain't hating no habitat houses, you know. And I say like I always say, look, we love Keisha down there at McDonald's flipping them burgers. We love you, Keisha. We love Ray down there at the car wash, washing them cars and stuff. That's fine. We love you. Stay here. We love you. Stay here and stuff. But we need more people here in our neighborhood. In the Wahoma area, I don't have anybody I can go to and say, hey man, would you help me write a grant? See, we need them here too. We need people here that nurses so that they can come home and then young girls and young guys can say, oh, you a nurse? Yeah, I'm a nurse. How can I become a nurse?
So you saying we keep them here by doing what?
We got to draw them here. And the way to draw them here, we got to build houses that they want to come here and move into.
That they go look at in those areas that they moving to.
And they tell me, say, well, look, Robert, nobody gonna come to East Lake, nobody gonna come to Wahoma and move into a $200,000 house. That's a lie. They will do it. They will do it. Because if you remember, you look downtown, downtown is where our homeless live. South side is where the folks used to get off the train. And they used to spend the night. We invested money into that. The worst thing that we ever done during Kincaid administration, where we got away from the neighborhood and said we're going to invest a little money in downtown and to get it started, then we're going to get back to our neighborhood. What happened was we invested money in downtown and we never left. It kept going on. That right down there, A.G. Gaston, just a couple of weeks ago, they dedicated the A.G. Gaston thing, this freedom thing, and all this kind of stuff. If you notice, go back and look at it. You think I'm lying? Go back and look at it. You didn't see not one black city council person there, not one black county commissioner there, not one state representative there, not one black state representative there. That tells you something. And the only reason why the A.G. Gaston Motel is getting any kind of attention is because the federal government stepped in. Now, if the city of Birmingham is for real about doing fairly with the black population, I challenge them on this. There's a sign right across from A.G. Gaston Motel. Say we're in radio. Repair that. Repair that sign right there and show me that you care about black history. If that's too much for you to do, right over there in North Birmingham Business District, that was used to be the bargain town over there, right? But they changed the bargain town into a club. Club burned down. Right behind, you'll see a little brick building back there. That used to be our taxi stand right there, black taxi stand right there. If the city of Birmingham want to be fair with black people, why don't you tell the tradesmen over there at Lawson State, go over there and we're going to pay you and let's restore the thing and let it be a marker that we have black businesses here in Birmingham. We can do that. Why won't you just do that? And see, I never get an opportunity to go in there and sit and talk and give these kind of thoughts to them, but they listen to everybody else.
Well, we got to talking to the people right now, so they don't matter at this moment. But we know they don't care nothing about history, because look at the Angela Davis situation when that woman was supposed to come here. Y'all remember that, man? It's been a while ago, but if y'all remember, Angela Davis was on the docket to come to Birmingham
to get her award.
Some people that was high-ranking on the committee that was set to bring her here disagreed with
the Jewish folks.
Exactly, the Jewish community pretty much disagreed with some of the things she had going on overseas, and they refused to bring her. But if I'm saying this correctly, somebody went ahead and said, no, it was on the docket for her to come. It was going to be a historic event at the time that it was happening. We're going to get her here. And then it made them go ahead and say, okay, we'll go ahead and get in with it. Am I saying that correct, or do you remember how that went, man?
That's exactly the way it went. You know, they sent her deservingly, Angela Davis said, we want to give you an award for all the good works that you've done. And then the Jewish people said, hey, she offended us. So rescind that, and then
some of her humanitarian efforts now.
Yeah, and then they rescinded it.
That's crazy.
And I show you something else. But before we leave here, is that there was some great black and white relationships here in Birmingham. It wasn't all doom and gloom. Like I said, that's separate but equal wasn't a bad thing. You know, every little neighborhood inside the city of Birmingham was like their own little old city. That's why you see all the little business districts and stuff. You know, every neighborhood had their own little the library, the school, and all this grocery store and stuff like that. But if white people, I want to challenge white people on this. If white people really want to do something to say that we care about black people, we want to be fair about black people, I would say go to Slossfield Community Center, restore it, and put it back to its original mission. That is the one thing that everybody could point their finger at and say, black people and white people, that you hear about all the hangings and the beatings and the bombings and stuff like that, but you can look at this one thing out there that show you that black people and white folks work together and done some good things together.
Say that again. What is that?
Slaughterfield Community Center.
Slaughterfield Community Center.
Slaughterfield Community Center. Look it up, and it's still there today. And what the sad thing about it is right there next to Lewis School, over there off Finland Avenue, right there by Lewis School. I asked William Bell to will you help me restore it? Can we do something about this? William Bell told me, oh man, that thing ate up with termites. I said, Mr. Bell, it's concrete. The whole thing is concrete. There's no wood in it. He said, well, I gave it to the Salvation Army. So the Salvation Army cared nothing about
this
black history.
Bell got out of office.
He was running for office. He said this right up there at Bertha Nettles' house.
Bertha Nella.
Yeah, you know Bertha.
That's a name, boy. That's a name, Bertha
Yeah.
Nella.
Yeah, he said it. He said it. You see, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. And anybody who was present there would tell you that this happened. And see, and I think that it would make a good faith effort if because what it was if you go and you look up Slaughterfield Community Center, you look it up, you'll see where they taught black people trades. I asked my dad when I was a young boy. I said, Dad, what's that building over there? He said that's where black women go with their kids that don't have husbands. I didn't understand that then, and it took me a long time to understand that. See, during that particular time, when black people are working, we marry, you know, and a lot of times most of the people were married, but when you working at Sloss, that big monstrosity by the bridge, and you're working at Sipco, working at Stockham and all of that. That stuff used to break it down, and a lot of people went into a Sipco. They went to an early grade, but those white people during that particular time, during the 1930s, they were merciful enough. They seen this and they said, "Well, we're gonna give these black folks some kind of help because we worked these men to an early grade. Let's at least give them a clinic they can go to." And that was a white doctor over there. I can't think of his name, but he was honored all over the United States about what he done over there, and it was the Sipco, Slaughterfield, and other manufacturers, plants and stuff around here. All of them put their money together and they built that over there because it was a need and it was compassion, and it showed that the white people wasn't just the people that's out here hanging you and blowing up your churches and stuff. They were people of compassion. And I went before Mountain Brook Historical Society. I went before Jefferson County Historical Society and said, will y'all help me with this? And they all agreed they were historical, but they weren't doing the work behind it. Faith without work is dead.
It's dead. Well, that's what it is, that Robert. We appreciate you coming on out, man. I
appreciate you having me.
I really enjoyed this history lesson.
Yeah, that was great. I'm gonna actually, man, I'm gonna probably do a History 100 on that, with V949. I do that every Thursday. Slaughterfield, yeah, because you just told me somebody knew nothing about.
I tell you what, when you look it up, when you look it up, it's gonna you're gonna be excited about it, about what it used to be, and you're gonna be saddened about what it is today. Yeah. Because all of this was built by black people. It was the president, the great something, whatever it was during that particular time, that they were gonna make it their business to do right by us some sort of way, and they did. They had the community center, they had the basketball court and the auditorium right there. They had. We got to ride over there and take a look at it.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We'll do that.
We'll do that.
We'll commit.
All right, Sam, we'll do that.
Yeah,
you got to drive that old shop at Ben's though.
We'll drive the Benz.
Yeah, make sure the sunroof over with the apple on.
The sunroof
with the apple on.
With the apple on.
Sunroof with the apple on.
Yeah, we'll do that.
But yeah, man, we've been sitting here talking to our community activist Robert Walker, Wyoming, neighborhood
President.
You know what I'm
Community
saying?
leader,
Suburb
Robert
of East Lake. You know, we appreciate him coming on through. I'm comedian, narrator, haircut, slang, Bennie Mac. That's
Sammy No.
Sammy No, and then you tell him. And you,
Just old Robert Walker, yeah.
that's old Robert Walker,
Just
y'all.
old Robert Walker, holler at me.
Well, yeah.
You can call me anytime, 223-LOVE, 223-5683.
He love
If
you,
you got
baby.
any problem, let
He
me
love
know
you,
about it.
baby. He love you.
All right, man. Somebody out here fighting for you, and you don't even know it. All in your sleep, man. You know what I'm saying?
223
A lot of guys
LOV.
like him around here, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, and
We
shout
know
out
and don't know.
and shout out to everybody in our live studio audience, man. We got Brother Harold right there. He's
Yeah.
he's
Good.
an electrified electrician. Y'all make sure y'all look him up. We got Sonny Black back over there. We got D Allen over there. That's Super Paint Man. We got Brother Corey back here. He's an extraordinary barber. Check him out. And he the truth. And Fred Bingo back there, man. He right there. He flipped meat with his naked hand. The producer of the year.
He
Y'all
also
make sure
set
y'all
the
check him out.
stage up, too.
That's right. He's helped set up and all that, man.
Yeah,
Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Then also keep in mind, though, y'all make sure y'all follow us with everything that we're doing, because in most cases we're going to be optimistic and we're going to be positive and we're going to look at it from a fair and balanced notion. We are true barbers. We here Sunday to Sunday. We're open 7 days a week.
Plug them shows and them punches.
That's right.
Yeah,
Check
punches.
us out. Check us out. Then check out another black business. It's called It's Punchy. That's with Big Homie Thomas. He's stripping wax floors, but he also created a brand called It's Punchy. It's natural fruit juices. Y'all make sure y'all be out on the
Little
lookout
alcohol.
for that. Thank you.
Let me say that if I said anything wrong, if my facts are wrong in any kind of way, please let me know so I can correct myself. And then because the correction, nobody's perfect. Now, if there's anything that I said that was wrong, and I got the facts a little bit off,
Bring it to the shop.
let me know. Let me know
Yeah.
because I can accept that. Because I want to be on point on everything. So if I'm wrong, let me know.
Let's
It's not.
politic.
I'm not insulted by it. Just bring it.
We having a discussion, man. You know, barbershop conversation,
Yeah.
man. You know, I ain't gonna say it ain't no right or wrong, but these are our opinions.
Yeah, this is our
Yeah.
opinion.
You know what I'm saying?
And we can be corrected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's what's up, man. Like I say, then don't forget this Tuesday coming up is called Tuesday Night Laughs at Roost Place, and that's 2404 Derby Way over by the dog track. Y'all come fuck with me. The tickets are $15, but I'm running a special because school about to start, teachers, educators, parents, and all that. I understand. I got 2 children myself. So what I'm doing, tickets are 1 for $15, or you get 2 for $20. But you gotta purchase them together, because they're gonna charge you $20 at the door. I ain't working the door, and I ain't gonna even look for you when you come to the door. But holler at me for tickets in advance. The number is 205-585-7273, or just 205-585-7273. I'll meet you, I'll greet you, or you can come by the barbershop and get them 1 for $15, 2 for $20. Laugh before class. Y'all make sure y'all come check it out. And with that being said, we out. We
Come
get
get
y'all
back to
tuning
school
in.
cuts.
That's right. Barbershop Stories, episode 4. Episode 5 will be back 8 p.m. Central Standard Time next week. And we are out.
Howdy.
That was good.
Man, that was real good, man. I got lost and wrapped up in the conversation, man. We just went